A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Pack it in, let me begin,
Hey, this is Seth Green, and I want you to join me for the Podathon 2022, benefiting the Make-A-Wish Foundation on September 17th. More than a dozen Star Wars nerds will be hosting their podcasts all day long with special guests just like me. Starting at 9 a.m. East, raising money to help make wishes come true for kids who need it most. I'll be hanging out with Scotty and Jerry of the Bombad Cast at 7 p.m. East, 4 Pacific, and I hope you'll be there to support this great cause. Get more information and donate today at podathon.com. What are you waiting for? Well, I'll be hanging out with Scotty and Jerry of the Bombad. Sorry. It's Bombad Cast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bombad Cast. Of course it is for Jar Jar. Yeah. I'll be hanging with the Brokeback Cast. No, it's I'll be Django with Hottie. No, hold on. I got this. I'll be hanging with Gary and I'm just with you now.
Oh, come on, man. What's going on, Star Wars fan? That was awesome.
Yeah.
Get ready for the Podathon, everybody. Get ready.
Neat.
It's gonna be fun, and you know, this year for us, you know, listen, Scotty and Jerry got a dope guest for this thing with Seth Green, the voice of Joker from Mass Effect, and you know, I guess we're not checking. You know, we got our second interview with Charles Soule to follow up on Crimson Reign, War of the Bounty Hunters, and now we got Hidden Empire about to start. I can't wait. Like, Dan, I can't wait.
Dude, the Podathon is going to be the coolest thing like that's happening right now all year for podcasts. I mean, cooler than Celebration because this is actually doing something for somebody else. You know, Make-A-Wish Foundation, you know, great cause.
Yeah.
So come donate, check out we got Ryan Johnson too, and Seth Green, and there's still most likely more.
Yeah,
so,
Matt Martin's going to be there,
right?
We got some other like amazing writers from Star Wars coming through. We got Lucasfilm's pun master Kelly Knox.
Dude, this is going to be like virtual Celebration.
Yeah,
you know, like think of it that way. You know, these are like panels. We're going to have these guys in these panels doing all this cool stuff. All these guys, Kristen Braver, right? Like all of these awesome people that are coming on. And it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We're going to be a part of
it. Just like last year, we gave away, like, you know, we're donating. Last year we donated the entire single issue comics run of War of the Bounty Hunters. This year we're doing the same thing, but it's going to be for Crimson Reign. So every issue of the main series, every tie-in issue from Star Wars, Bounty Hunters, Afra, it's all going to be in there. From Darth Vader as well. It's all going to be in there, man. And then Geek Joan is actually doing a prize pack for this thing as well. So it's gonna be kind of dope. Those are good guys. I've heard of them there.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Geek John?
Yeah, they their warehouse. I you know, from what I heard, the warehouse is actually where they live. And they can't sleep anywhere besides on top of the figures and stuff.
Oh, that's not true.
You guys need to buy.
No, yeah, for Geek Joan, their living room is just filled with stuff.
Yeah, it's all of the best stuff, though.
Oh, it's stuff.
Yeah, I've got.
From what I hear,
smugglers run in that place.
I've got an amazing.
You want a toaster? They got toasters. You want a pair of pants? They got a pair of pants.
Wait, what?
Yeah, man, toasters.
You have clothes and pants?
I don't know.
All right. Well.
Anyway, talk to Geek John about that.
lots to look forward to. Podathon, lots to look forward to. Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff.
Look, man, like Pete, Nick, and Scotty are killing it right now, putting this thing together, along with Becca Benjamin as well, like handling things for this and making sure this event, goes off without a hitch. And I can't commend them enough. It's amazing.
3 awesome people. I mean, I hope Scotty, man, if all of the news that's been coming my way is all correct. I mean, I've got bad news for Scotty, but it's not bad news. But anyway, how's everybody been? Week been
vague.
Terrible news. News that I
like that.
That's going to interfere stuff that like I've got for plans I've got for Scott, and I don't know if it's going to be something I can go to.
It's really awkward to commit felonies when you're live like that, Dan.
Oh, I know what you're saying, Dan.
I may have to miss his ceremony of matrimony, right? Because of certain things that are happening around here, but I can't announce it yet, and I can't wait until I actually can. Probably next weekend, actually. Next Sunday, I could probably lay down the news.
It's pretty good news.
Yes, it's great.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
So what are we talking about this week, man?
Hi.
Yeah. Yeah, how's everybody been? What's everybody's week been like?
Well, Warner Brothers Discovery has killed off a great animated series.
Why are you doing this right now?
Now what?
Start off with a bummer so we can
let's go on. Yeah, exactly. Let's end on it. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris.
Young Justice has been killed off
because he wants to hurt us.
I'm sorry.
Young Justice.
Too soon. I get it that we're a pop culture podcast and we'd have to talk about it, but too soon.
Yeah, I'm not happy about this.
Just like the trials and tribulations this show already went through. Cartoon Network didn't want it from Jump Street. They only did 9 episodes. They put it on 7:30 on a Friday when nobody's going to be home. Then you bumped it to 2 a.m. Then you got rid of your whole DC line because people over there are insane.
What are they doing?
Then it goes to the DC app. That goes away.
Right.
Why
it goes to Max, and it's just
why are they doing this?
They are
to set up for the next season.
And that's every time we get this close to Darkseid, they're like, nah.
He was literally about to get tagged in. He was like he turned around. How about that?
I swear to God, it's out of all of these production companies, all of these streaming services, it's literally Warner Brothers are like an evil villain.
The worst villain.
It's like just a bunch of guys in suits telling us what superheroes are going to work.
You guys love DC? Well, good.
I get it. They're doing the scorched earth thing, just so they could, start all over again and bring everything back up. But they're getting rid of a lot of good things, which they can incorporate into what they're doing. But they want to just.
I guess they can Titans, right?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's next, man.
Come on, don't even hold your breath anymore.
No,
I know. I'm just expecting everything to be gone. But
the saddest news that happened yet. The saddest news is Superman and Lois. That's going to be the saddest one. It's going to be the hardest blow. Honestly, next to Young Justice, I didn't see this coming. I thought Young Justice was 5.
It's awful.
But Blue Beetle's still happening, so they said Blue Beetle's still happening. So.
I can't really speak for Doom Patrol. I never watched it, so I don't have any emotional attachment.
Great show.
But I liked Titans. I'd be sad to see it go. It wasn't my favorite, but it really started turning up to where I was like, this is some good stuff. And I'm a little upset, to see what they're doing to, the DC universe. It's
I was thinking about
shame.
This. Because I was watching, Sandman, and I was like the whole why Constantine isn't in the show because Abrams has the rights for HBO, and I'm like, well, that's not a thing, right?
So this is all Sandman's all based off of DC stuff?
Yeah, it's a Vertigo book. Yeah, DC Vertigo. Sandman spawned Lucifer, Constantine, Lock and Key. That's all under the Sandman umbrella. 20-year book. So, but yeah, like
right now, yo, DC, everything, every DC property that's like on television or movie right now. If you've ever watched Attack on Titan, every DC show is any random Attack on Titan character because they die like that. Don't get attached to nothing.
Right when you
bunch of red shirts.
Right when you care about them, right when you get that character development, right when you get the juicy bit, we're going to bite them in half.
I mean, you know,
swinging. Come here, shut up.
It's Netflix. Netflix though is classic for all of this crap too. Though, you know, it's like, I know it's not a property that everyone's so attached to, but Netflix will come out with a banger show, and like I'll watch like the first season. I'm like, yes, when is the next season coming out? I'll go online. Canceled.
Yeah, but that's like a little bit. We've been dealing with Warner Brothers messing up DC for about 30 years. Like these guys were afraid to make movies because they were like, they only know Batman. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Development, characters, put them on TV. Put his city on the TV. No, you're going to call it Gotham. Is he there? No, he's a child. But no, listen to me. We'll put Robin on the other show. And no, where you guys going? Where you guys going? That's what board meetings are like that.
Yeah.
It has to be. Because I'm just like, what?
No. I bet the board meeting's got to be people who have no idea what the property is, and a guy comes in and explains it to them, be like, is it going to make us money? Be like, yes.
Exactly.
Do it.
Exactly.
I like Gotham. Come on,
I didn't like Gotham that much, man. I lost faith in Gotham somewhere along the way, but
let's be real. Most people lost faith in Gotham, except Batman.
I never watched Gotham. I live in Metropolis, so you know.
You can watch Smallville. All right, so
I don't want to live in the country. I already did that.
They go to Metropolis a lot, and then forget it. You know,
But see, you know what's sad? You know what's really sad, because we're gonna start talking about a property that has been doing it right since day one, had like somehow hit some sort of continuity gold mine, and Marvel has just been like just streamlining this stuff. Like it's the easiest thing for them to ever do.
Because they got over their fears and put people in the spotlight with star power, and there it is.
But it's just been it's crazy though, because the show's it's not only like you know they're able to take these C characters, these not so famous Marvel characters. Now there's some that are hitting the page that are pretty famous, but like the shows are so goddamn interesting and awesome that like they're just doing such a great job with it. Like Ms. Marvel, I'm still like hung up on how good that show was. It was so far one of my favorites. This one, all right, so She-Hulk, I'm excited for, but this first episode, it wasn't. I liked it, but I wasn't like totally in love with it. I know I have to wait.
In a long time.
I know I have to wait, but like this one wasn't like just didn't do it for me for some reason yet.
So
it's one episode though. It's one episode.
Yeah. So since we're going to get into it, we're going to bring in one of our longtime members of the chat.
Yes,
friend of Roke and myself. Y'all know him out there. This is Ron Neal Clark. What it do?
Yeah,
hey, what's happening?
I was just mentioning in the pre-show that Ron was probably the first person that ever commented on our stuff when we started, like 3 years ago. 4 years ago. Yeah. We weren't even doing podcasts yet. We were just putting out like those quick shots and stuff.
Yeah, I love the quick shots.
Right. Yeah. I know. It's nuts. Ron's been here forever. Lifer.
Yeah. So Ron, real quick, man, why don't you tell him about yourself and what you're doing out there in LA, sir?
Well, actually, I'm in Philly right now, but I'm bi-coastal. Yeah. Went out got turned 40, moved out to LA. Just got bored with the East Coast. Won a new playground. Went out there 2015, and long story short, I got into antiques and collectibles. So just started out with toys. COVID broke out. All the flea markets broke down. Comic book stores stayed open, so I've been on a 2.5 year comic binge now.
Flea markets are the best. I like think about the Q Mart and every. Have you guys ever been to the Q Mart? From my guys, from my area. None of you guys. You've been there, Ron?
Yeah. It's been going for like years.
You haven't been to the Q Mart in Quakertown, Mike or Chris?
I've never been to a flea market before in my life.
Oh, dude, this is like a flea market mall. This is like a flea market mall, dude. It's like, it's rough, but it's awesome.
In this area, Columbus,
some cool stuff.
Yeah, gems. A lot of hidden gems, man.
Columbus, New Jersey is the best one in this area.
Yes, Columbus is great. I heard plenty about Columbus.
Like comic books, I go up there. Hey, we wanted this DJ equipment, and there were all these boxes, 16 long boxes of comics up there. We don't know comics, so they're $2 each, and go crazy. And there's just keys and keys.
That's awesome.
You're like, I'll take that.
Yeah. My comic book shop will actually take like a bunch of issues that are like a stack of issues that all kind of line up with each other, but are like different issues from different, you know what I mean? Like different comic books and characters. Mm-hmm. And they'll like make a whole bundle for you. So like you read through it and it all like makes sense and whatnot. And they'll like sell these bundles for like super cheap. And
wow,
I know if I buy one, I'm going to start buying like a million of them.
Yeah, it's a sickness.
Yep.
I already have too many Star Wars comics.
No such
Never.
thing.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
It's a lot.
I got 4 short boxes now.
They're just stacked everywhere. Like everywhere I look, there's like a stack maybe like this tall or like whatever, just like comic books.
Yeah, easily got like 250.
So in regards to She-Hulk, I started collecting back in the 80s, but over the pandemic, I filled in all the runs. So all my She-Hulk runs are complete. All 5 of them. There's a 6th one going on now that I've all the variants. It's just chasing down for some that was considered a BC character. It gives you an idea of how insane the Marvel Universe is. Like, just her reading list is in the thousands of copies.
Did you happen to maybe bring any of your favorites with you?
I did. This is the one that Fantastic Four 275, John Byrne.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the Stan Lee parody, John Byrne's parody of Stan Lee.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Her hair's like curly in that.
Yeah, John Byrne nailed her hair.
We've got a conversation coming, guys.
All right. John Byrne perfected. I love. I always talk about marrying artists to characters.
Put that back up, Ron. Put that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Marrying artists to characters, and I like John Romita's Spider-Man is perfect for me. But John Byrne perfected the She-Hulk.
So wait, she was really, part of. She was part of the Fantastic Four.
She was part of a lot of teams.
Following the Secret Wars.
Around for a while.
Yeah, she replaced. She was the heavy in the Fantastic Four because the Thing was going through some stuff after the Secret Wars, so he took a hiatus, and she filled in for him.
Man, shell shock, huh?
This copy I found at Englishtown in 1986, and
Jesus,
it's actually the first time I remember seeing a She-Hulk was in '81. It was Savage She-Hulk 20, and she's on the cover and she's ripping a engine block out of a Cadillac.
Awesome.
And I'm 7 years old, and the idea of a woman being that strong was terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
just
cool.
Like it's you're a boy, and you're supposed to be on top of the world, and now you have this big challenger. So I was like, that always stuck with me. I was at a Granite Run Mall in a secondhand bookstore, and just I have a full visual memory, photographic memory, so I remember that night. So Englishtown 1986, I picked this copy up and fell in love with it. Byrne did a 40-issue run, like 265 to 300, and then she went back to the Avengers because she was Avenger before that. After her solo series in 1980.
Man, it was actually, I mean, like, I've never worried too much about like seeing a super strong woman just because I knew what my mom was like when she got mad. You know? So
I've said the same thing about Princess Leia. It's like she wasn't a revelation to me because that's pretty much my mother.
Yeah.
Like little tiny tell everybody what to do. Yeah, I know her.
But yeah, it was funny. It was like first seeing her at 7 and then seeing her again when I was 13. It was like two different.
Oh yeah, for
things,
sure.
you know, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, she's definitely an interesting character. I'm glad they did this. They're doing this show. I like I said, I'm gonna keep going. Like just because the first episode didn't wow me. I didn't hate it. I like this part right here with the spandex.
Well, it was an origin show because it's going to be a lawyer show, so you got that in the beginning and you got a taste of it at the end. But
I kind of like how they did that. They're like, all right, let's just throw this one episode at you so you know how this all went down when she got her powers and that whatnot. Now it's the present day.
I read an article with Kat Coiro as the director. The pilot, the one that just aired was originally the 8th one in the series, and they just jumped it up to the first one. So, that was going to be like the next to the last. Originally, the next to the last episode was the origin episode, and the running joke through the whole series was Jen Walters. She was researching about Captain America's status, and that was going to be the big, the big punchline for the season. So yeah, they jumped the order, and I'm glad they did it because it just worked. It really worked for me. You know what I mean?
So I've got a question for the two girls in here about the moment where he was talking to her about controlling her anger. And she's like, yo, you don't know about controlling anger, when you're a woman and stuff. Did that ring true, with, what women deal with on a daily basis kind of stuff? Because I saw that right away. I was just like, I was like, okay. I mean, I get it. We don't know, how much harassment and catcalling and all kinds of crap women have to deal with on a day-to-day basis and have to even at work with a boss or whatever. So it's like, yeah, a lot of times you got to put a lid on the anger, even though as much as you want to turn around and punch some dude in the face.
Yeah, it's hard. You find yourself in a lot of situations where you have to be, at least personally, I've had to be careful with, how I correct somebody at work if something that they're saying is way off base, because then I become the bitch, then I become the pushy person, then I become the Claire's such a bitch. She's so you should have seen the way she talked to me. I tried to correct you nicely when you said something that was going to cause a lot of problems for our work, but no, okay, I'm the mean one. My favorite thing is that one other personal story, I was referred to as a bully in a work situation where I had to work in a team as a collaborative effort with people, and I was being left out of conversations about the work that was pertaining to me and speaking up about it. I was a bully. That was a word that was used about me. There's so many situations like walking down the street where I'm like, I want to pepper spray your ass, but I can't. I'm just gonna smile and nod, and it's just, yes, there's a lot of situations where I related to that. I was like,
that was the real dagger of the episode when she was talking about being mansplained to, and I knew that was coming. I knew it was going to be addressed, but at the end of that line, she said, or being straight up murdered, which that really is going to be a comedy with everything, but that line really stuck with me more than any other in the episode. So, but yeah, really subtle stuff. You saw it in the brawl when they started fighting. Her whole fighting style was women's self-defense. She stomped on the Hulk's foot and threw him. Of course, she threw him 30 feet, but she's a brawler, and she straight up socked her, socked the Hulk in the face, which I've never seen before. It was crazy. So it was and people online have been talking about it. They knew that the stuff was going to be addressed about women's and things that they have to deal with, but there was the surface stuff, and then there was really detailed stuff that I liked going through the whole episode.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
I love her.
What about you, Rafe?
Love her.
Oh, sorry. What about you, Rafe?
And as a Black woman, I'm not allowed to be upset about anything at any time, ever. Period. So I can completely feel that. And as someone who grew up, thinking she was Wonder Woman, thinking she was Chitara, the only comic book character I've ever been compared to is Hulk. Simply from the one line in Avengers when he says, "I'm always angry." That is what my friends think of me. They're like, "Oh my God, there you are." And I'm like, "Thank you." Yes. But when you have to tamp it down all the time, it's very easy. I'm not allowed to react to things that other people can react to. And I'm not allowed to react as a woman, not allowed to react in a certain way, because then I'm emotional and I must be, having that time of the month or, whatever the case may be. And, I really appreciate you trying to explain everything to me as if I'm a moron, but I got to be 45 years old by doing things just my way for a long time. So bite me, if you please. If I ask, by all means, help me out. But, I'm not incapable because I lack a third leg.
Yeah, it's funny. Like being a She-Hulk fan, just growing up, just kind of, put me in touch with it. I would call myself a feminist, because that's such a broad definition of that. But just just being a friend helps you keep that in check. Just be respectful. And it's easy. Other thing is like writers and artists really love this character. Writers really love writing her, dialogue. Artists really love drawing her, and they put so much over the years into her dialogue. Feminist aspects, and it's just carried through the whole 40 years of the character.
But doesn't she, as a character, carry a different set of responsibilities, or maybe a not the same kind of responsibility, I suppose? When you think of comic book character superhero women, most of them generally look, like women, again, big giant quotation marks around that, but they look normal. And I don't mean by woman, I mean just like normal people. Diana Prince walks down the street. If you don't know who she is, you don't know who she is. She's just some chick. Same with Scarlet Witch or Black Widow. And with her, I mean, granted, when she's Jennifer, she's everybody, but when she's out there doing her thing, she's not just wearing a fun costume. She's suddenly, every man's worst nightmare. I mean, realistically, on the face of it, this strong, powerful, muscular woman, that I'm here to tell you is not something that is looked upon positively in the real world in most cases. I am one. I'm here to tell you it does not get handled that way. You are accused of all sorts of really terrifying things simply because you have biceps. It's and I mean, I don't maybe look both. I don't necessarily look that way, as I describe myself, but I look different on camera than I do in real life. And for 4 years, I was a framing carpenter. Okay, I physically did a lot more of, the kind of thing that you would not expect to see someone like me in a job like that. So it's like, I lived that life of, like, wow, where'd you get those traps? Did you, have something removed? And you're like, whoa, dude, just, a lot of weightlifting. Sorry if it bugs you that I could probably take you in a dark alley, not the way you're hoping. Can't help you. But that's the reality that is lived in the world of, where you have to be a certain size and or type. And not everybody's going to fit that. Like, seriously, I am never going to be a size 2. That's just not ever going to happen. And it doesn't mean that I have some sort of a problem. It means it's just not the way I'm built. And this is an opportunity for them with a character who, I mean, obviously, again, when she's just being Jennifer, she's every other woman on the street, but she's having this spot where she doesn't carry the same. Does that make any kind of sense? I realize I tied a long tail on that.
No.
That she doesn't carry the same responsibility of that as, say, you know, Rogue, or you know what I mean. I'm not sure if that comes across right, but I know what I mean.
Jen's character, like as she developed, she at one point she just she did lose the ability to transform into a human form altogether.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She didn't mind it because she wasn't transforming anyway. She, you know, being 6'7", she gained confidence, and you know that's where all confidence was. So she at one point she never really went back.
So
that's going to happen too.
Yeah. So we noticed. Yeah, I was about to say. So we noticed that like from the get-go, she's had like almost full control of her powers once she realized that, you know, that she had them and all that when she was with Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be more interesting if she comes into some sort of conflict where she's not as sure as she thought she was about her powers? Like, do we think that what this episode is going to touch on?
That could happen, but I think she's going to just choose to be that form.
Yeah. I think that's going to be
a thing that happens to her. I think
she's just going to stay that way.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And Bruce is going to come back.
And I'm not going to lie. There is something about She-Hulk, and there's something about that it does something for me.
Agreed. Yeah.
She is very hot. So if she decides to stay, I don't care what you say, Twitter. I don't care what you say about the CGI. Let me have this. Let me have this.
Twitter never has a stake.
No, yeah.
They don't have a stake in how you should feel.
I'm so glad I'm not on Twitter once again. This is so fantastic. I got to watch the show and make my own opinions and have my own views, and no one could bother me. It was great.
Yeah, Twitter held zero stake in anything that happens in this world when it comes to actual things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's nice because also not being on it, I only heard it secondhand. I'm like, oh, sorry, it bothered you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I managed to work around that.
Can we talk about the hair? How she's got this crazy, awesome curly hair, and then she turns into She-Hulk and it's nice and straight, but it's like thick, full hair. But I like even on the cover, it looked like she had more curlier, darker hair. And I like why
how much the detail that John Byrne put into her hair, like. It's like whole panels of it, and you know he obviously worked with whoever was inking the book just to get it right, and inking and the coloring.
I mean, Claire's now feeling the She-Hulk hairdo.
Yeah,
I think I have an idea why.
Yeah,
CGI face.
Yeah, is it easier for the special effects? I wonder.
100%. I believe it's probably a lot more difficult to animate curly hair than it is because it moves differently.
Yeah. It does. It absolutely does.
Like,
it's hard to get that bounce,
and then
right?
You can't have because they're in ringlets, they're in chunks, and they
that
move together.
It is a current look.
But
it's the current look in the comics, right?
It's what the current look for the past 15
Garnier fucked this.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I think
did you just get hired for product placement?
I did not.
Yo, Ron is straight up product placement.
We're talking about hair, and this was the one big promo push for the show was Garnier Fructis. I went to Walmart and bought everything.
I've got it. So I'm glad that you brought up Brave.
That is awesome.
I'm glad that because that was a team. They literally had a hair team. The only thing they animated through the entire production process was her hair, and this was multiple people, and it was just only her hair through the entire animation process, and that's a lot of work. Yeah, it is. But
you're going to be like
I don't know,
throwing people through buildings and falling through stuff too. It's really hard to.
Well, yeah. Well, didn't Troy Polamalu sponsor that same brand, the Garnier?
He sure did.
He did.
I don't know what brand he.
I love those commercials.
No, it was Head and Shoulders. It was Head and Shoulders. Yeah.
I love those commercials. I can't lie.
Troy Polamalu is the only jersey I have that isn't the right colors.
Man has amazing hair though. Amazing hair.
He had amazing hair, and he was an amazing football player.
Yeah, he was
all
amazing.
Over the 43, baby.
He was a safety, right? Yeah, he was good.
Of course.
Yeah.
I like turtles.
So, yeah.
So tell me this, because I haven't been on Twitter like like anything in the past like week or so.
Oh no,
2 weeks. But are people talking shit about her physique? Not in regular form, but like in her form. Like, are people because like here, like I've been a fan of bodybuilding since like the early 90s.
Right.
And I've been following it ever since. And I'm talking to Mr. Olympia stuff, the Miss Olympia stuff, all that. So when I see
of course.
when I see muscular women, it doesn't phase me. But like if you look at any comments of any of these like these female bodybuilders, and it's like it's I would say 60% praise and 40%
freak.
You look terrible.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to yourself? I'm like,
dude,
you man, like
all of those dudes don't look anything like that. They are shallow, probably gross dudes.
Fragile, masculine, anything that doesn't fit into their cute little tiny box.
They got an ego pizza roll hot pocket combo to eat.
One thing, Chris, I did see a lot of the women are critical about it. They wish she was more muscular than she. They think that she's too skinny.
But I think women. It's also women who are also jealous.
Oh yeah, women are just as hard on women as men are.
Yeah.
There's no question.
They
just couch it a little bit more, and I'm trying to help you when really they're not. It's just this goal for everybody to look exactly the same, which is utterly ridiculous.
But anytime people break anybody down, anytime someone wants to break someone down by their physical characteristics, yeah, exactly, dude, exactly. So true. This guy has a picture of every anime chick with the biggest boobs and the tightest body that's ever been drawn, and he's got it all over his freaking walls.
He has a body pillow too,
with a bottle of Jergens and tissues next to his bed.
And it's ridiculous too, because that's not how the world is. Like, not everybody thinks that all women should be, the size of a Barbie doll. Not everybody is bothered by a woman who has muscles or is tall or whatever the case may be. But there is a very real stigma that we have, in society, I think, but definitely in America, in my experience. I mean, women just, girl, you can't be too tall, you can't be too muscular, you can't be too broad, you can't be too, and it's just like, how come it's okay for everybody else to be different, but we all have to be the same size? Like, when is that happening? Sorry, not trying to turn it into that kind of podcast.
Dudes break each other down all the time. Hardcore. I mean, it's literally everybody who are upset with themselves have to put everyone else in a box, and if they don't fit in that box, they immediately judge those people.
Everybody's the main character.
Another thing was the showrunner Kat Coiro, the director, the bathroom scene when the other women came on looking after her.
That was such a sweet part.
They wanted, that was originally cut from the script. She insisted they put it in.
They better keep it in.
They better leave that in.
They needed to show that camaraderie, instead of just the jealousy. They need to show that women do look out for each other. Although it's kind of played the comic effect, but it was,
I loved the after bar.
I was cackling because I know Raven has experienced this exact scenario before.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like someone's in the bathroom at the bar, at the club, and somebody's crying. And even if you don't know this person, you're like, tissues in my purse. Who hurt you?
Worth it.
Who did I murder?
You did it.
We're gonna fix your makeup. We're gonna make sure your eyes don't look puffy.
Exactly what we
got this, girl. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna show him you don't need that guy.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yep. I've had this encounter.
It absolutely happens.
Exactly.
And it's nice to know that they were fighting for it, because it's a great scene, because it's very realistic.
I was just still in the coat outside of the bar, like just chilling there with that coat on still. Like, it was great. And that moment was also good. Like, I liked how they showed that, girl by herself immediately gets freaking, honed in by all these dudes. Hey, we're just trying to talk. We're just trying to have a conversation. And then it was just great to see her go green. Yeah.
It was Saturday night on South Street.
Bro.
They just you would just
I got
a woman
something to say.
have you on.
That's outside of a church if you're not looking.
Yeah. Like on South Street,
anywhere you go.
On South Street, and like I don't really hang on South Street anymore. Like I go from the shop to my car home. I don't fuck around on South Street anymore.
I go to their bank, so I see
like
everything.
dudes used to hang out and just like hang out in front of stores. And as girls would walk by, like grab their arm or something like that to, they told her, "Yo, come here, let me talk to you, let me holler at you." But like,
grab your arm.
How the fuck? Like,
I've seen.
I had a guy grab my arm once. He regretted it.
I have too. It's very much like the number of inappropriate and unwarranted touches when we have not even had a conversation. I'm like, get your damn hands off of me.
When you have to grab somebody like that, like to get their attention, that's like you're already like halfway in the rape sphere. Like
I've always found that upsetting that people feel that that's how you have to get someone's attention is by grabbing random stranger as they walk by, and I'm like, yo,
no,
like
it's jarring.
No, like no, I'm not taking no. Fuck that.
We all do.
And we used to I think usually I'm sorry, it was either me and Kyo or it was me and you, and we would like see these people, and we're just like looking at them and just.
It's probably both of us. I mean, we're down there for 20-something years.
People like that are why I carry mace.
Yeah, you need to
carry a mace. Not me.
At the
a morning star. You know what? Bring a flail with you. Bring a flail around on South Street.
No, what you have to do. You have to do it like I do. Is I will let people know that if someone starts to accost me that way, that I don't want to have to show them my Smith & Wesson. What they don't know is that it's a knife. But that's beside the point. They make knives too.
It's gonna hurt either way.
It's like either way, this isn't gonna go good for you because I actually know how to use it. So you might
either way, knife, gun, don't do it.
Yeah, fuck that.
Is that a spark?
But it's a dangerous thing to feel like you can't go out of your house without some sort of over the top protection for yourself.
You gotta bring like Roman weaponry with you. Yeah, I brought my gladiator.
Yeah, and the places that you can't go to by yourself. If Dan decides after he gets off work one night he wants to go to the bar and have a beer, just Dan go to the bar, have a beer, and leave. It's fine. If I do that, well, obviously you're alone and you're looking for someone. No, maybe I'm just here having a beer. you know. But I mean, when you look at it though, it's not that everybody, I mean, in this world, not like everybody isn't in danger when they walk outside their house, but
the chances are way more.
Carry mace, literally, I mean, most of the guys I know don't walk around carrying mace or a knife for that matter.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's like you have to think about it sometimes. Like based on places you have to go, like you have to think about it. You're like, I'm gonna text my friend and turn on my location if I'm going to a certain environment, or I'm gonna make sure I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be here. Like I'm gonna leave around this time. Just check. Like if you haven't heard from me, check in. Like I do that.
I do that. Like whenever Dan invites me to his house. I do that. I'm not in danger at Dan's house.
Right.
I'm in danger in Dan's area.
Dan's area.
Oh,
where I'm looking for strong branches. I'm like, where are they at? I'm just making sure.
Is this still a sundown state?
How the police around here? I gotta go.
I'm gonna need manhole covers on there.
I get nervous. Dan, it's not you. Stop, Dan.
I'm just sure.
I just
party on.
It's the same. It's the
most
where
peaceful
my dog
place
lives.
ever here.
Where my dog lives with her dad. It's not a cool area, and I hate going out there. So it's like the only time I'll go is like 8 o'clock in the morning. When it's like most likely everybody's asleep, I can get in and get out without getting shot.
So
like that's all I need.
You're like,
I mean, I feel like North Philly. Yes.
Right. So I just gotta be careful.
Yeah.
I want to talk on Mark Ruffalo's performance.
He's just
through all that CGI. Well, both of them, Maslany and Ruffalo, just acting through all the CGI. It was amazing. I mean, I guess I'm a purist. You know, it's like everybody. I guess every Marvel fan will go through this. You know, seeing their favorite character depicted for the first time. You know what I mean? And you had your dream. Everybody had their dream casting before everything dropped. And you know, I wasn't really familiar with Orphan Black, but now I'm catching up on that. But her casting really makes a lot of sense because she really seems like family with Mark Ruffalo's Banner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really convincing that they are indeed family. That there's a history there. You know what I mean?
They felt like cousins because I have an older cousin.
Yeah,
so like you feel like first cousin material.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Like, I can say whatever I want, but we'll still beat each other up. Like it's weird.
Yeah, well, it came to that.
And like,
but, you know,
keep that secret still. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
but
it's like your brother. You can beat up on your sibling, like, but you still love each other,
right?
You know,
but,
I can beat up on you. Nobody else can beat up on you, but I can.
I was wondering how they were going to get to the brawl because what would drive Banner to actually confront his own cousin like that, and just thinking about his own history in the Marvel universe, and he leveled an African city, and he took out the shield hydro the shield aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
The Hulk is like he's a terrible superhero. He's a big liability.
I feel bad for that satellite he killed when he threw that rock.
Why he needs to keep his his self in check, and he's just crazy about it, and he's kind of like driven. So he's concerned about his cousin. He doesn't want to unleash that back onto the world after he had it in control. So that kind of really kicked off their brawl, and I think it was just really well written, and just he's still grieving over Tony Stark. He has the helmet in the house, and he's rocking graphic tees. He gifted that's obviously Tony Stark's Led Zeppelin t-shirt that he gifted to his cousin. That was sweet. He's rocking glasses. I mean, I don't know why why Hulk needs glasses. I think he's wearing the glasses just because Tony Stark wore them.
Gamma vision.
So the last I watched it 3 times. The third time was the Mark Ruffalo stuff really came through. So,
I mean, I just want to say real quick, like a lot of people is giving like the smart Hulk character like a lot of slack. Professor Hulk, yeah, like that's my first Hulk. Like, I read comics in the 90s, and I played video games, and everybody played Marvel vs. Capcom. That's that Hulk. He's talking and stuff. He's not, he's not like a savage idiot. Like, which is fine. I mean, you want to watch another Hulk movie where he destroys helicopters.
It's
go right ahead. But I like
two-dimensional after a while. It's like that series lasted 4 years, and it's like he's a Hulk, and then he's not the Hulk. So it's like it really has a dimension to him. The original Savage She-Hulk 1, she becomes a Hulk through a blood transfusion. This time it was just like accidental contact, which people, the big criticism is they kind of like rushed through that. It was a less technical, but that was really the real horror scene of the thing. Like his blood is really toxic like that, and
but can we talk about that ship's etiquette on like wanting to deliver a message like? Hey, while these people are driving like 50, 60 miles an hour, we're just gonna hover right in front of them.
Gotta give them.
That's a good idea.
You're like, hello.
Yeah.
Well,
like nobody's gonna be like, Jesus Christ. Like,
also,
Dan, have you never driven a car in America? Because I feel like that's how our streets are all the time. Like this crazy mofo driving at 30 when the minimum is 45. Like, get out of here.
I'm glad you talked about that, Dan.
This is a spaceship that literally was just like, hey, like, have you ever seen like when people drive up behind like they're towing a truck and it's like going backwards, and then like someone's sleeping and they're just like, duh, like they act like they're freaking out and it looks like the truck's coming. That's like what would happen, but everyone was alert and a spaceship flew in front of your face. And it's not normal. And
and they glossed over that.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Because I think Titania isn't the real villain of the show at all. I think she's going to be the villain for the first half of it.
Because who was that ship? He said
have
it was
like
somebody
playdates in the current series. It's fun.
Yeah, they're friends.
Who was the ship?
The ship was from the trash planet.
It was a Cree something maybe. I don't know.
Oh, they were on Earth.
Yeah, Cigar. You know,
Cigar. It was okay.
Cigar. I think Goldblum is still looking for the Hope. I think he wants him back.
Cool.
So he sent out. That's my theory.
Well, I want to find Jeff Goldblum again. So
I love Goldblum.
I hope he finds
how
him.
awesome would it be if a surprise like guest star guy is Jeff Goldblum getting to talk to She-Hulk? Like,
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Titania cameo was key for me because that was, if you're a She-Hulk fan, Titania is such a big part of that. They've been fighting since 1984, like Itchy and Scratchy, and it's hilarious. Like the She-Hulk, she punched her over from the steps of the Supreme Court to like Alexandria, Virginia once.
Nice.
Titania came back and launched her clear over Manhattan to the New Jersey Palisades. So I have like a whole like half a short box of just Titania.
Is that who that was at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
it was just kind of like it just like came out of nowhere. She was just like, broken.
She's like a comedian, right?
Huh?
Like a comedic actress, right? That's
Jamil. Yeah.
Awesome.
I wasn't familiar with She-Hulk as we discussed in the pre-show before watching the show, and I felt that everything was explained really well, and I thought that was really important. And I also think too, like I can see where, from the point of view of somebody who's familiar with it, that, something might have felt rushed or whatever the case may be. But like her coming in at the end makes sense. This is a world where superheroes exist. Like they've been talking about it the whole time. And the fact that, the crash happened, the blood transfer, boom, it's done. I didn't feel like it was rushed because again, we're living in a world where these things exist already.
I found
a Thunderstruck episode.
It would happen that quick. It would happen that quick anyway, Raven. Like
Well, yeah.
Blood got into her.
Look at the 90s. Look at it.
You know how fast blood spreads? Like anything that gets in your bloodstream spreads incredibly fast. So it's like,
well,
she got some gamma blood.
Get stuck with a needle. They test you right then and there. They test you multiple times for the next 5 days. It doesn't take much for something to transfer.
Right.
And again, it's comic books, so
they just saw a spaceship before, so just put it in the trash.
Yeah, it's like exactly.
Just shot that in the recycle bin.
It wouldn't have been, in the situation of bleeding had it not been for the spaceship. And I mean, but again, I think that there has to be some realism to the fact that this is an already established world, and now we can just kind of take things for granted. I spent the blip here. We all know what that is. We all know what that means. We all know the connotations that come with it because we've seen all the other things. And I think that, again, as somebody who did not really know anything about the character other than, She-Hulk must be, She-Hulk. I thought it was really brilliant that they got I think it was really brilliant that they got, the information out to me as a consumer, not knowing anything. And I'm hoping that some of the things that I saw that I actually really liked were things like the fact that they get
Don't worry.
The fact that she is better, at certain things seemingly than him, that she adjusts to it quicker than him. Blah, blah, blah. That makes it so it's not Bruce Wayne's parents getting killed again.
Right.
And they went right through it, get it done, and let's move on to the next thing so we can start building her as a character. And I was like, that's what I'm here for. And again, I don't know the character, so it's a good introduction for me. I don't feel like I don't know what's going on. I'm like, okay, let's keep going. And I really enjoyed it, honestly. And I didn't expect it. But I laughed
enjoyed it a lot, too. And we haven't even gotten Tim Roth yet.
Right.
Like I forget the abominations in this show. Like she has to
He's so fun.
Defend
him in court.
Yeah,
right?
She's a prosecutor. Yeah. So I want to know, Daredevil's still in this show too. So I want to know what's going to happen with are they going to do the whole Matt versus her? He's a defense lawyer again. So he can be representing the city of New York.
I would die.
We still also have Wong showing up.
You're blowing my mind, Matt Murdock. Yeah, nice glasses.
Dude, you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't remember though. Ron remember these issues where like the issue, like the cover is like them in court, and she's like staring down at him like this, and like, he's like, yeah, that's right.
I really hope you
I'm
met
big scared.
So, yeah, the fourth wall thing started in a it was a Marvel Super Special. It was the preview for the Sensational She-Hulk, which is the second She-Hulk series that John Byrne took over. And so, you know, she's basically just setting up her own series. And it's crazy. It's a crazy, like a holiday story. She's sitting in her apartment. It's Christmas Eve, and she's visited by. It's a take on a Christmas Carol thing, and she's visited by like Dr. Doom, Mr. Fantastic, and Galactus, and
hilarious.
It just carried over to the into the Sensational She-Hulk thing, and it's, you know, fourth wall. It took it to extremes. Like in one issue, she kind of like escapes a situation by breaking out of the panel. You turn the page, and she's escaping through the Mile High Comics ad, and they have. John Byrne went in on this issue. He just, you know, Mile High Comics was in Colorado, and they used to list all the, you know, the key issues and the prices. And John Byrne is just dissing all the issues. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the screen, the She-Hulk is like just passing through and breaking through another panel and getting to the other side of the comic. So
that's freaking awesome.
So basically, She-Hulk is
1989.
So basically, She-Hulk is the monster at the end of the book.
Exactly. Yeah. Ooh.
That is a deep cut right there.
He also reads the Incredible Hulk multiple times in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
You'll turn the page and she'll be reading her cousin and be like, "Why did they give him a book?" Right. And she's like, "John, why does he have a book? What's happening?"
And the Sensational
She talked to John Byrne a lot too.
John Byrne, he would show up in the panels. He's on a couple of covers. And the book itself is kind of like a clearinghouse for all the regrettable Marvel villains over the years. So, you know, just like the Griffin and, you know, characters that you see in Howard the Duck would show up. And, you know, it was just really like a fun, ridiculous book for a while.
Michael?
Yeah.
It was the Howard the Duck. It does things to people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
No, I'm kidding.
Bad juju right there.
Traumatizing.
Howard got him.
Yeah, the Howard got him.
I was young and it was weird, and I was just creeped out. I was just like, "What is going on right now?"
Yeah, if you're on the Marvel app, definitely get into that. It's a 60 issue series. Artwork is amazing. If you're really getting into the She-Hulk, I always say start with Fantastic Four 265 through 300, and it's just John Byrne at his best. He's showing off in a lot of the books, and it's just amazing.
That's exciting to know that she's in the Fantastic Four, and that Fantastic Four is going to be coming up, out, and you can do stuff with that, which is awesome because Fantastic Four is my jam. So that's really cool to learn.
But it's 35 years.
The hell's going on? The hell's going?
Oh, sorry, that's me. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
The purge is starting.
World War Z outside.
You all right,
Hunger Games. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that was new.
But yeah, long story short, I was satisfied. I loved the show. Watched it. Bought the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Bought the shampoo.
Noted.
Merchandise.
Chris,
I bought another
throw
T-shirt.
up Boop's comment, please. Throw up Boop's comment, please.
And
yes, we can, because that was one of those laugh out loud moments for me.
Yeah, every episode's gonna have a post credit scene, by the way.
That was a meme, right? The Captain America fucks thing. Was that a meme? That was okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not the first time I've heard it said. I'm not sure if it was a meme that I heard it on or something, but I've heard it a number of times. So.
We could. Captain America can't be a virgin. You know,
all over at half man.
I thought he was.
Just I
He's
can't.
America's ass. Come on.
I don't think it matters. I don't think
America's
it matters
ass.
one way or another whether he was a virgin or not. Okay, that ass.
All I know is that me and Chris was watching Red Track the other day.
No fun.
They showed the scene where Steve Rogers gets punched in the face so hard He shouldn't have made it to be a Captain America.
Which one?
That's the scene where he's in the hallway, in the alleyway, and he like grabs the trash can.
Yeah, he gets hit.
And he goes to punch, and my man dips and clocks him so hard. I was like, no, you don't get up from that. You're done.
But he could do it all. He could do that all day.
Yeah,
that he could.
Even at that size.
When Bucky jumped in and punched
dude
in the face.
Before Bucky jumped in, he was just like,
ha! Yeah. Yeah, he gave him the business, dude. I mean, that was a full connect.
He was like, like a crow.
He went down like the dude. He pinmaned right away. It was just,
shit.
Oh God, yeah, it was not.
They started playing. If I could put time in the bottle, he rocks, man.
Hello,
I'm gonna be Captain America now.
You got hit. You see them guys from that the meme where the African dudes have the casket.
Yeah.
Dancing.
You should have came in like this. I'm ready to be Captain. I'm not. Yeah, premiere now.
Done. Yeah, that would. Anybody else, their jaw would have been wired shut.
You saw the back of his head. I was like, no. Nope. Yeah. Sorry, Steve. You like 12 pounds.
All day.
This is great. All right.
But yeah, the highlight of the episode was when Jen just hauled off and punched Bruce in the face.
It's a good way to finish this episode, Ron. I was going to ask what the highlight, what your favorite moment was.
Well, I've been waiting for it since 1989 for a live action She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I walked into a comic book store on Stanford Street back in the day, right? And this was on the wall. So this is from Variety magazine, and they were going to shop a Brigitte Nielsen live She-Hulk.
Look at that hair.
This was the same year. Yes. Yeah, it was green hair, white face, green makeup, Brigitte Nielsen, and a costume.
Curls for days. Loving it.
Costume. This was the same year that the Dolph Lundgren Punisher came out, and this was going to be.
I bet it was.
I'm sorry. I said.
Sewer Punisher.
Yeah,
I live in the sewer.
Sorry, Chris. I meant Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
It just keeps coming up, man. I'm sorry.
I did Graduates by my team.
Yeah, I've been waiting 89, and it's just. I can't really, just the whole thing. I'm just kind of over the moon. I'm just glad I lived long enough to see it because I've been waiting since 1989.
That's awesome, man.
And they announced it 3 years ago this week, and there was a pandemic and a possible World War III in between. And I'm just like, I'm never
just like, but what about
give it another couple of weeks? We'll be right back.
Well, I live to see this. Come to pass, and it did. And
yeah, things are all right.
Ron, what about world peace? Yeah. She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's all we need is She-Hulk. Right? Come on.
Shit.
So, yeah. I'm
satisfied. Awesome. I think it has potential to be top tier of a Marvel show.
I think so.
Definitely.
You nailed it with your Facebook comment the other day.
Yeah, it was just like it has the potential to be like number one.
This
she said it's a lawyer show. I was like, this is going to be amazing.
Well, I've been so attached to Miss Marvel that I'm hoping that this will surpass it, because that's so far has been my favorite show. It's been such a that show is such a joy. Miss Marvel has been so good. Yeah, I loved it, man. I was really surprised how much I loved it because it was so different and it was something new and fresh. And this is what I'm hoping to get out of She-Hulk. So I mean, like I said, I did love my whole favorite sequence of this show was the training montage, and
She-Hulk jump.
Yeah, loved it. I love that she was making fun of him a lot of times when he was doing he was doing the yelling and everything, so she would do it but mockingly. Yeah. So I loved that as well. So that whole montage was definitely my favorite, which was the whole damn episode. But yeah,
I also like the F you to the critics where you're like, oh, he started strawberry more and he orbited a boulder.
Yeah,
no, I'm still the Hawk, idiots.
He threw that shit in the orbit.
I can just tie my shoes now. Get on my face.
Turn it.
It's kind of nice. When she goes Hulk, her clothes still kind of are on her and fit. Besides some ripped seams and whatnot. You know, so like she doesn't have to worry about it as much, unless she's really pissed off.
Shoes.
Yeah,
It's-
and the shoes.
Yeah,
I
shoes.
you know, that was very smart. Yeah, I like that.
Takes
She's
the
like,
shoes
I just
off.
got these. We are taking them off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was-
that she
was
had a
chill.
friend there to say, "Hey, girl, you want me to
Like,
hold
girl.
your earrings for you?"
Right?
Like,
Yes.
hand
That's
that stuff
cool.
over before you
Straight
go
up.
over there. I'm doing you a favor.
But she was also like, yo, you gotta go green. All right. Go
Right.
green. And she's like, really? And she's like, yeah, this public service and all that
You
stuff.
do,
And
you
she's like,
do.
okay.
Remember
All
that
right.
speech you just gave me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely cool. Yeah, what about you, Claire? What'd you like? Was like your-
I loved all of it. I just loved how this episode, like, I feel like I instantly know her and I instantly like her. I'm like, oh, I would be friends with her. Is instantly
for
like,
sure.
yes, love.
awesome.
But I will
Yep.
say I have to throw it out to the Flamin' Hot Cheetos and chopsticks, teaching the Hulk to eat Flamin' Hot
It's the
Cheetos and
second time I've seen
chopsticks
that.
because
I
that's what's
It's
up.
kinda
And
genius.
especially when they
I
cheers
learned
on it
something.
and she
Yeah.
knocks it
Yep.
out.
I
that's the
learned
second
And
time I've seen
celebrates
that,
it.
It's funny. She doesn't want to stain her fingers a different color, but
You know, but like
They turn green.
I like the idea, but I can't eat them like an animal, like I normally would eat Cheetos
Yeah,
by
no.
like the fistful with Cheeto dust all over my face.
And I want to be an animal. That's what
Yes.
I'm
You
saying.
gotta be.
Yes.
You know,
Cheetos aren't worth it unless I have at least 10 of them all at
Fun
once
fact.
trying to fit into my mouth. Like,
You know what the cheese on the tips of your fingers is called?
Oh no.
It has an actual name.
Of course it does.
nectar of the gods.
I mean, clearly, Cheezel.
Cheezel?
Cheezel.
Sweet dreams.
it's like but see, I love the finger. Like that's like the after, like
Yeah, but that's the residue on your finger. It's called Cheezel.
Yeah.
It makes it less appetizing to call it that, I think.
Yeah, I don't like
I
Cheezel.
said some
I
dreams.
don't like Cheezel either.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I am
But-
trying so hard to behave
Sounds like
myself, Chris.
Easel.
I want you to appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Chris, what about you? What was how'd you feel? Favorite moment?
Favorite moment, one that sticks out for me is outside of that tavern or whatever, when those three dudes are trying to talk to her or whatnot, and she just and like just mad and
Yeah.
like goes another and you know that I was like, so sorry, man.
I just love that because
I'm
like
sorry.
it was almost like a total physical representation of every woman, you know, that like just wants to just get the fuck off me, you know.
Yep.
That was great.
One thing that wasn't clear to me in the episode, what happened? Like, is that when did Bruce come and snatch her away before she destroyed those guys? Is that what happened?
Oh, okay.
I
That's what
ran
I
it back
took
a
it
few
as.
times, and it happened like really fast.
He Goldberg speared her out of the scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought as well.
That's what you picked up. Yeah.
Raven, what about you?
My goodness, favorite moment. I think my favorite moment is probably, that, cliche moment of her just being like, I'm pissed off all the time. I have to learn to control it. And, this isn't anything new for me. This isn't you, this is me. And him just having to say, okay, well, I guess we're just gonna, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fact that they, in that short, few scenes, they really just made it clear, listen, we're not going through this again. We're this is a different story. This is a different character. Yes, there are some
100%.
similarities, but she is who she is.
Yeah.
He is who he is.
Right.
And we want you to know about her. So we're going to gloss over all the, we've seen this before. Here's where we're going,
Yeah. I liked
like
how like when I did like that. I liked how like when she said that crap to him, like, hey, this is what I have to deal with on a daily basis to keep my anger in check from all of you freaking a-holes. And he was just like, zip. He's like, oh, he was just like, hey, okay, all right. I'm not going to say anything to that because I'm smart enough to not comment on something that I'm not,
Real
I thought
smart.
it was great. He was
Mhm.
smart. That's
He
why
was
he's the
very
smart Hulk.
But that's
Smart
but that's Banner though. He's a smart
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He's still Bruce Banner.
Michael,
Still Bruce Banner.
Sir?
how about you,
Oh
buddy?
yeah. Man, her learning her figuring out the thunderclap.
Yes.
That was great.
It's something I've been wanting to see
Yes.
for like so
Oh,
long.
great.
And they made it make sense.
I love her repetitive one. Is that hers?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the machine gun one, sure.
That had to
as
suck,
far as I
man.
know. Yeah, that had
inner
to
ear,
suck.
like,
dude, that would make a
When she
human
figured it
being's
out, it was
eardrums
awesome.
blow up. They would explode.
Yeah,
they would
that-
explode. Their ears would be bleeding. They'd be deaf for the rest of their life. Thank God he was in Hulk form.
That was.
I was waiting for that to cause like a mini tsunami or something. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, that was cool because like I loved it. Like he has just one thunderclap. She's like, yeah, here's a sonic like boom of it's crazy awesome.
She's like, here's an applause.
Standing
thunder
ovation.
applause. Yeah, that and when they did the classic, when they jumped into the pose, she did the She-Hulk like pose. When she landed, like that's like a classic.
I hope we get her official She-Hulk like uniform.
We will. They show it when Daredevil shows up.
Yeah, the purple.
You didn't think the I Heart Mexico shirt was the?
I mean, that was awesome. I thought that was hilarious.
Because like, I'm like, that works. Let's shake it up.
Yeah,
that was
good. That was good.
Yeah, we need the figure to have variants like Led Zeppelin, I Love Mexico, all that stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Ron, you're the guest of honor.
Oh,
what was your favorite like moment? I know you said you've just been waiting for the show forever because you're a huge fan, but like out of this whole episode, besides loving all of it, what part of it was just like you were like, yes, thank you? Like,
Maslany, just her being Jen speaking to the camera.
Okay.
Her timing was perfect, and I think for the show to really work, she has to be fun as Jen and as the She-Hulk, and she really pulled that off. So, yeah, the bookend parts. She was just so charming because, like I said, I casted ahead. I'm like, I'm not really familiar with it. It's going to work. The 5G regime, he seldom misses. So, they worked tight. They knew what they were doing. And she fits right into the universe. I believe that she was, Bruce's cousin. And just her, like, it's funny. It's all these years waiting to see a live action She-Hulk, but it was a live action Jen Walters that really did it for her. Like,
that's awesome.
She's just an amazing actress, and like I said, the both of them worked acting through all that CGI. Just how they made that work.
Yeah, and I didn't know her persona was like snarky.
Oh yeah, she was
Peter Parker, Deadpool kind of snark, and I love it. I think it's great. I think
those New Yorkers
makes her such a fun character.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Even in the more serious, like in the Fantastic Four, in her monologue, it's always like some kind of cultural reference that she's making to herself and everything. And again, just John Byrne just wrote some amazing dialogue, and he made reference to the fact that the character was a joke when she first started out. Because She-Hulk came about really quickly. In '79, the CBS Incredible Hulk show was on, and there was some kind of legal loophole where Marvel didn't have rights to characters that were on the TV show. So Stanley panics. He says, if they make a female Hulk on the Incredible Hulk TV show, we can't publish that. We can't publish that. We can't make any money of that. So he got John Buscema to sketch, and copyright the image, and they published it just in the Marvel crossword puzzle book, just to get it out there. And they did a 25-issue series that kind of flopped, and Byrne really jumped in and redeemed the character in the Avengers and in the Fantastic Four, and then in their second series. So, it's just a fun character, because I don't know, just the gravity of comic books kind of got to me after a while. So I was like buying Peter Porker. I was buying like Dakota North. I was buying I was buying those Fringe comic books, just because all the mutant stuff was just kind of turning me off. And that was She-Hulk was my my entry into the whole Marvel just comic book buying back in the '80s. So
nice, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta have you on for more She-Hulk talk as we keep moving forward with the show. Anything. Definitely, yeah, man.
I have some pretty strong Star Wars opinions too. So.
Shit.
Yeah.
Good. No, I'm down. You want to
let about everything, but I can hop in anytime.
You on Twitter? If you're not, thank God.
I don't do Twitter that much. I'm catch me. I have 2 Instagrams going. First is YO_RNC_snaps. And the other is Copying Mechanisms. That's 2 P's. That's my comic. That's my comics, and it's mostly a She-Hulk fan account on Instagram. It's my second account. So yeah, Copying Mechanisms and RNC Snaps. So that's where you can find me. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Where can everyone find you, Mike? Michael.
Oh boy. Okay.
Michael.
All right. Twitch.tv/BROAXIUM. Watch your step.
It's
Look
fun.
below you.
Watch your step, kid.
It's a floor dash.
Yes.
We're talking about whole underscores here, kids.
You can trip on
and
it.
we're going to put gaming after that. And then you're going to come on by and watch Chris and Dan just yell at me. But like, play.
He got really pissed.
Ultimately, what happens is
Like,
I think he got actually mad at us.
He got actually mad at us.
Yeah, I think he
Chris
was actually
knows the
mad.
cues. Chris knows the cues.
Oh, I saw the cues. I saw the cues.
He just didn't care.
It didn't have to be Chris. I saw them too.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's
I was like-
upset.
I'm like, keep going.
Yeah, Chris. I was
like,
trying to
shut up,
stop. I
Chris.
was like, oh, well, you know what, Mike, you'll get him
No,
next
this is
time.
good. This is
Like,
good.
you'll
Put
get
it
him
good.
next time. And Chris is like, you suck.
BROAXIUM instigator.
Suck it.
Who knew?
This, I believe, next week we having our grudge match. Chris, is this happening? Or are we
You want
still
to do it?
playing-
Well, yeah. Either
I gotta be there for that. Because I want
All
to.
right.
I want to be the
gotta-
ref or commentator.
You got to
Yeah,
make
we're
comments.
gonna
Yeah.
be watching wrestling through a video game because our nerd is big. It's just, listen, our umbrella of geekdom is very hard for a lot of people to understand.
Yo,
Mhm.
if
But
you're
we like the SmackDown games, the WWE games, if we put them on CPU versus CPU and just laugh.
yeah,
Chris has a
that's-
whole plethora of characters that people are just making, and
Hey,
he's
listen.
uploading them.
he
and
made
his-
me. He made
Yeah,
me
I
as a
made the whole
wrestling.
crew.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
we're
I'll have matches on there where it's like Megatron versus Naruto. I mean, who, you know?
yeah. It's like, what if
Why
Mugen
not?
fell over and it spilled everywhere?
Wow.
So you
When it
stream
fell
these
over.
live?
Yeah, we're going to be streaming them on the BROAXIUM
Oh snap!
Yeah, and check-
gaming Twitch Tuesdays,
Okay.
8 p.m.
And you can only see those posts
Yes.
when he does it at Roguezilla.
Yes, I will do it from the
Oh,
Roguezilla. It's the that's Twitter. So that's called.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
From the Tweety Bird app.
Yeah, yep.
I'll be doing it from the Tweety Bird, Sylvester and Tweety Bird app.
Yep. Claire, where can
Looney
everyone
Tunes.
where can we find you? What are you up to?
You can technically, but not really, find me on Twitter. Definitely on Instagram and definitely on the TikTok at C-Stribs.
That's
you
what the
know.
kids call it. The
That's
ticket.
On the
what they
chicken
call it in
hut.
Hogwarts.
Yeah. And yeah, and you can catch me on the Imperial Senate podcast. And you can also catch me this week doing a quick shot preview of the newest Dr. Aphra comic. I'm so
Hey, girl.
excited to read it tomorrow. You guys have no idea.
Is Vader coming?
It's building to
Yeah.
something juicy. Mwah. I
Yeah.
can't wait. So I can't wait to do that. So go check it out. It's gonna be good.
nice.
Fantastic.
Raven? How's everything
You
at the
can't
Flex
find
Center?
me anywhere. I don't exist. If you're looking for me, the only places you can find me are Sisters with Sabers. And you can also find me at the Black Sun Sky Tavern.
See you in space, fool.
Stop by.
Excellent.
Do stop by.
Yeah.
I make great drinks.
Okay.
Hell
Look at
yeah.
the Raven, look up
You got Mo B there.
in space.
We're up in the sky hook, baby. Woo, woo.
And
Use your space yellow pages and call on down.
what about you, Christoph? Where they can find you? Where can they all
You
find
know,
you at?
You can find me on Facebook with all the other old people, and Twitter, unfortunately, and sometimes on Instagram under Chris Ryans. Like Claire was saying, this week we've got for Quick Shot, we got Dr. Aphra coming out. We have a new Vader comic coming out, and the house that Star Wars built, as far as comics go, they have Star Wars back under their umbrella with Dark Horse. So there's a new Hyperspace Stories comic that comes out this week. It's pretty good. I've read it already. It's kind of dope. And Ben from Star Bros is going to be doing a preview for that, so that's going to be dope. Yeah. And hey, Podathon.
Yes.
I'll put a link in the description on this one. Give me a minute to do that. And you guys can donate now. You can donate, and that gets you in there for a raffle for all the different prizes that are coming out. So if you're looking for that Crimson Rain,
make it rain on Podathon.
Make it rain on Podathon.
Make it Crimson Rain on Podathon.
No, that's horrible.
Hey.
That sounds terrifying. Is that like bed sand?
No umbrella can.
Probably. Sounds like it's worse than bed sand.
All right. Stop quickly before it goes completely wrong.
Oh, good God.
But yes, Podathon, definitely, as Chris was saying, Podathon. What's that date, Chris? September
17th. And it's going to be going on all day. I think it starts at 9 a.m. It's going to it's going to like 9 p.m. I think. Yeah, it's all day. Yeah. We'll be in there at 3 o'clock doing our thing with Charles Soule. Can't wait to talk to him again. Hopefully we can get another little spoiler out of him for the Hidden Empire series or something like that. Plus, I can't wait to talk. Listen, everyone out there, if you're a comic book reader, go out and get his current series, his non-Star Wars series. It's called 8 Billion Genies. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Shut up, go get it. It's great.
Charles Soule's new series?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
Enough said. Truly.
His curse words was amazing.
Yeah, I still need to read that. I still have not read that yet.
Curse words is the best. But I gotta check out this new one now. Awesome. Yeah. And his Wolverine is good. Charles Soule is awesome. I always called him the Dark Side Daddy when he, jumped in on Star Wars stuff. His Darth Vader stuff was great. Yeah, Podathon, check it out. You can find me at SalemTracker42 everywhere on stuff and whatnot. You can find me here Sundays, 9 o'clock. You find me doing quick shot every Tuesday. Well, it's coming out Tuesdays. And be ready for fall stuff because Boop, you said you can't read comics. So we'll be reading them to you every week. Well, I think we're going to do it every week or every other week. But anyway, reading you comics so you can have a nice little bedtime story. And then you can go to bed, drift off into lovely Star Wars dream world.
I heard something different too. I did.
Yeah. What did I say? The other word, kind of drifting jerk, kind of.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
No.
We're here now.
But no. But I know he said drift.
I did not say.
I said drift.
It makes the pages sticky. They will no longer be collectibles. Okay.
Not if they're digital. Digital
This
comics don't
the
stick.
best.
Anyway, guys,
Keep
thank
going.
you.
Nope.
Thank you
for a while.
Thank you so much
Guys,
for joining
Ron
us
is
tonight. We will see you next week. Beautiful shirt. Ron will definitely be back. Talk more She-Hulk. Thank you, Ron, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody in the comments for joining us. I love you all. See you next week. Bye.
Deuces.
Caucasian.
What?
Hey, this is Ryan Johnson. Join us for Podathon 2022. It benefits the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's on September 17th. I'm going to be on there with Octu Radio at 8 p.m. And you can donate now at thepodathon.com. Do it.
Yeah. See? Exactly.
You will click the donation link now.
Yeah.